Hey everybody, hope everybody is having a great day. I didn't go anywhere and buy anything today. I pretty much stayed home most of the day and just kind of did some work on some books because I have a job that I'm finishing up. So, didn't get to go out and partake in any of the greatness and finding some books out in the wild or anything like that. Plus, it was raining for this afternoon till now. You can probably hear it a little bit in the background. So, it's not that big of a deal, I guess. Figured I would get with you guys and just chat a bit and kind of get some stuff out there and maybe give a couple of spec tips and things like that. So, one of the things that I started is obviously the $15 challenge, showing that you can in fact buy on a budget. I see it all the time. I mean, all the time, because I'm very active on social media as far as buying, selling, and just conversing about comic books. I talk to people randomly whenever I come across somebody at a comic book shop, whatever. And the thought process is always the same. And as a matter of fact, I had this conversation earlier today. I asked them how long they had been collecting. They said they had been collecting for a good long time, but they stayed primarily on new books because they couldn't afford any of the older stuff. To me, that is kind of one of those things that is it is almost sad because it shows a couple of things. One, the people don't know exactly how to work it and get those older books, and two, they're stuck with the modern stuff that isn't going to have very much long-term value for a while. I mean, you may find a hot book that you get lucky and it's going to hold some solid value and whatnot, but nothing's going to beat the older stuff as far as staying power. Even if the bubble pops, which I always say there's about a 5-year bubble and we're right in the middle of it, even if the bubble pops, guess what? The semi-keys and keys that are older are always going to maintain some kind of value, and you're going to be able to still do what you want to do, trading or selling or buying or whatever. And so to see somebody that's focused only on newer books because they can't afford the older stuff is kind of one of those deals that makes me want to help even more. So I actually, other than my $15 challenge, showing that you can buy on a budget, I wanted to show that you can turn a modern book into a higher dollar, I guess you can call it key or grail book, whatever. So I'm going to start on the first step. I've got a trade already set up. I'm going to be trading this book. See? With a guy, and it just so happens that this is the book that's happening because the guy actually asked me about it. He saw it in one of my videos and he was like, hey, I saw you had this, would you consider trading it? And of course I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. We set something up. I've got a book that I'll be trading towards that I'm happy with, and he was definitely happy to get this. And so I'm going to make a point to show how high you can go. I know it's not going to be easy and it's not going to be a quick thing. It'll probably take, weeks and weeks to get up as high as I want to go. But I'm going to show people that you can, with a little determination, you can go as high as you want to go with any book. It's just got to be talking to people, setting up trades, stuff like that. Obviously, YouTube, I've seen a great community of collectors on YouTube where people are actually openly trading back and forth, things like that. as well as, you know, other avenues on social media. So Facebook, Twitter. Definitely Facebook is a very wide open marketplace right now where people are doing tons and tons of trades and buying and selling, you know, lower than eBay on occasion. Excuse me. And so, you know, if you're going to do it, you know, you might go straight to Facebook, set your stuff up there, go to some of the main larger groups, and pick a book, throw it out there, and say, hey, would somebody like to trade? I'm looking for something older, semi-key, close to the same value, and then you can move on from there. You know, so I'll definitely be updating as the progress happens to show you guys how far you can get. Because I've traded some stuff that was pretty crazy before, and most people would be like, I don't believe you, but it happens. You just got to stay with it, and when you get to a point and a book that you're happy with, start over again. Grab another one. Start it all over again. There's always somebody out there that wants to trade for you what you have because they're either tired of what they have or they have multiple copies. So it's not a big deal. It's just a matter of sticking with it. So, you know, I felt like that's something that I wanted to try as well. If you guys have your books you've been picking up at $15 or less, please make a video, tag me in it. I would love to know so I can watch it. Just make a comment on my videos telling me, hey, I made my video, come check it out. And I'll check it out because I've already watched a couple. So very great. They're great videos. I've enjoyed every one of them. And, you know, seeing some awesome books. So keep it up. You know, I want to show these guys that aren't as active or as knowledgeable that it is all possible. You just have to stay patient and just enjoy yourselves, because this is a blast. I mean, it's so much fun to go out there and dig through back issue bins and find all these key issues or semi-keys or what have you at a steal and share it with people, you know. I don't feel as though I'm gloating or anything like that, because I'm actually trying to educate and share with people, you know, what's happening and what's out there. So, you know, I don't ever want it to be a brag, because that's not what I'm trying to do. I want to share. The other thing, if you're always looking to get comics and you're like, man, I've got such a tight budget, I never have even the $15 to spend on it, there are avenues and ways to make some extra cash and get books for free. So I've showed it off before, way back in one of my first videos. I'll pull it up again, show you guys. Hope I have it on this one still. I took it off this one. There's a app called Perk TV, and this app is super simple. You just go on there, you set up your account, and you gain points for videos that are watched. I run it on the Android phone that I'm using for this video. I'll usually just have it setting there and running through these videos constantly. Every so often I go back, make sure it's still running. If it's stopped, then I go and I hit okay, I'm still watching, and let it go some more. I'm about to have a $25 gift card on there, and the hardest thing I have to do is decide where I want that gift card to go. If I want it to go with eBay, if I want to go to Amazon, if I want to get straight PayPal, I can do whatever I want to do with it. There's like hundreds of options, and you know, it's great and it's easy. Perk TV, it's super easy. Get some points, get those books for free. I mean, who can deny getting stuff free isn't awesome. I mean, it's freaking wonderful, right? So get free books, get free figures, get whatever. You know, I'm not going to say it's going to be an instantaneous thing, but if you have multiple Android devices, hell, even a computer you don't use much, let it run for a while and you'll get points racked up. I mean, 3 devices running will get you a $5 gift card in like 3 days. So it may even be faster than that. I can't remember. I usually just run my one thing and let it go. So, you know, I'm not too impatient. I just let it rack it up and then I'll cash it in. So, you know, those are options. Always think outside the box when you're collecting, because it can be expensive if you let it. So just have fun with it. You know, talk to family members. There's always a family member that has some old comic books that they no longer want, or maybe they want to get rid of them cheap, whatever. You know, just find out if anybody has some, and then you can pick them up that way. You know, lots of different things. I also wanted to talk to a lot of the newer collectors out there about how to determine value. A lot of people they can be a little harsh at times with helping newer collectors, and I want it to be more of a free flow, a open environment for collectors to come and ask questions and whatnot. YouTube should be a great opportunity for them to do that, asking the community whatnot, and really getting behind it. So one of the things you want to do, a great tool while you're out searching in the wild or at a comic book shop or whatever, everybody's got a smartphone, and the best tool at your disposal every day is eBay. And if you go on eBay and search something, we'll say Wolverine #1. We'll just type in Wolverine #1. And obviously it's going to bring up some copies of Wolverine #1, different prices, and where a lot of people will get in trouble is they start seeing prices listed and they don't realize that that's just an asking price. That's not what the book is selling for. So if you will, on your phone, this is an Android, so it's going to be a little bit different for others. You know, for an iPhone, I think. I'm not positive. Somebody out there could probably help me with that. You go to filter. So I got filter screen up right there. And then show more. And then go to sold items and click on that. And then you can actually start seeing what the book has sold for. There's copies that have sold graded, slabbed, and I'm trying to find some raw real quick so that I can get, there we go. There's a raw. So there's one that sold for $56, so I know that anything around $56 is going to be a solid price, as long as, and actually I'm wrong, that's 1, 2, and 3 for $56. So I would keep looking until I found one that was just a single issue. There we go. $31. So first issue from the mini-series sold for $31. So that gives me an idea. There's another one for $28. There's one for $31. So very fine range is going for about $31. So now I have a baseline, and I can use that to determine whether or not I want to buy the comic book in my hands at the time. That is a tool to use, and that is one I recommend for all new collectors, especially when you see a really cool cover and you're like, man, this thing's priced at $5. Is that a good deal? I'm not sure. You get it home, then you find out, damn, I paid too much. I could have got this thing on eBay or other places for $2, you know. this helps you. I know $5 is not a lot, but when you're looking at books and you see something for $5 and it turns out it was a $50 book and you put it back, that's when it hurts a little bit. So that tool can help you. The other thing is comicbookrealm.com is an absolutely free price guide. Now, I would say that that is an awesome tool for people who need to further their education on comic books. It will teach you what a book is going to look like with the variants and different things like that, because they have pictures and whatnot of the books. So say there's 3 covers and you're like, man, I don't know which one I have. I'm not really sure how to read the barcodes, which I did point out in one of my last videos. You can look at that site, type in a title, go to the issue, and then it'll show you the 3 different issues on that number and the different covers and whatnot. And it will tell you details like a 1 in 20 variant from, say, Campbell, you know. So those are helpful tools for you, so you know what you're talking about. If somebody's like, well, do you have anything for trade? You could say, yeah, I've got this Spidey 1 in 20 variant from Campbell. And then, you know, that may make somebody go, well, hell, I would like to see pictures of that, and then go from there. They have a price guide, which, you know, price guides in general aren't great. Everybody's using market value, what people are actually paying for something. That's what eBay is all about. So the other great thing about comicbookrealm.com is it is an absolutely free database that you can use. So it will actually inventory your entire collection, and yeah, it will give you an overall value of your collection, but it's guide as well. So we all know how that works. I could have a book that's guide priced at $2.50, but now all of a sudden it's hot and hype driven, and that's a $30 book. So I wouldn't want to just give my book away for $2.50 when I could turn around and trade it off for something I actually want, or even sell it. You know, I may say, well, I'll sell this book for $15. It's $25 right now, but I'll sell it for $15. Something like that. So those are all things that site will help with. It'll catalog. It'll teach you what different covers are and what the differences are on them, and you know, give you kind of a baseline of a value so you can look further, you know, going back onto eBay. So that is definitely something to think about when you're out collecting. Use those 2 tools: sold listings on eBay, comicbookrealm.com. Both will help you out. As far as spec tips, I would say start looking at, I don't know if I've said it before. If I hadn't, I'm going to say it again anyway if I did. X23. Start picking up stuff from X23. Early appearances are definitely a favorite, because right now they're gearing up, getting ready to work on the new Wolverine movie, and it is said that X23 should be in that movie, that the character's already been cast to play X23. So that's going to be a pretty big hype right there. X23 is already hot in her first appearance, but you can find a lot of other books that are way undervalued, and you can get them for great price right now and not be too upset when you passed on it 50 times over in the back issue bins. So issue number 450 on the X-Men is the first time X23 shows up in the X-Men, or meets the X-Men. So, great book. It's starting to climb, but you can still find them in the wild in the cheap. I got that for $1, so great book to have. Let's see, what else? Oh, X-20 or X-Men 221. I have mentioned this a while back, and I'm going to mention it again. X-Men issue 221 is a book that's going to shoot up there. It's had its spikes. It's going to climb again. Look for it. You can still find it on the cheap on occasion. I picked that book up probably once every third month for $5 or less, and I guarantee you I will still do the same thing in the near future. It's just a book that I come across a decent amount, so I think I have 2 or 3 copies in my boxes now. So just keep an eye out for it. Uncanny X-Men issue 221. Let's see, what else? There's a couple of newer hot books, but I would rather talk about some older stuff. Let's see. Trying to think of anything older that's really picked up steam lately. Looking for Venom stuff. That's what you want to be looking for. Early symbiote suit stuff. That's going to start heating up some more. I think that's about it for my spec tips and tips in general tonight. I hope that it helped you guys out. I'll definitely have some more stuff coming in the very near future as far as a mail call to show off, and I'm looking at picking up some other stuff. So, you know, just keep your eyes open, be patient, have fun. Check out Perks TV, because man, it's a free app on your Android, and you know, free gift cards, right? Who hates that? Not me. I use them all the time. So that's it for me, guys, and I'll talk to you next time. Remember, $15 or less. That's the challenge right now. And get those videos and tag me. Let me know you've put one up, and I'll check it out. Deal King out. Peace.